I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride. The two of us, we don't have to stop. Baby, let's go for a ride. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I,
Are you waiting for something? He knows that my water bottle means I'm about to get ice, and he is a big fan of ice. So he could care less about the ice. I got this beautiful bunch of tulips this week at Target. It was only $7.99, and there are 6, I think. There are 6 bulbs in there. So this is something I really like to do if I'm going to buy flowers. I love to buy them when they have their bulbs with them and they are potted so that I can plant them outside after I've enjoyed them inside for a little while. Yellow is one of my favorite colors, so I'm very excited to be adding these tulips to our property. And that's one of my to-do list items for this weekend, is get these babies planted.
we can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I, you and I.
I also have a couple packets of seeds that I would like to plant this weekend. I bought these a couple of weeks ago in preparation to put them in our hanging baskets. I was looking for ones that need partial shade because we don't have, where our hanging baskets are, we don't have full sun. So I wanted them to have the best shot at doing well. So we have these annual mixes here. We have some sweet pea flowers, which just feels really serendipitous because I have a sweet pea flower tattoo, and that is for Colin, who was born in April. And the sweet pea flower is the flower, or the birth month flower for April. So those felt really great to purchase, and I hope that they grow well. And then I chose these because they trail or cascade, and that looks beautiful in a hanging basket. So we're gonna get these planted so that they have an opportunity to grow and look beautiful this season. I also have this little annual perennial mix. There's some of the flowers that are in there. And we got this when Diesel passed away just about a year ago, actually, from the time that I'm filming this. Tomorrow will be 1 year since we had to let him go. And this was one of the things that we received when all of that happened. So I'm in a place and a space now where I'm ready to plant these. I'm not sure exactly where I want to plant them yet, but I want to pick a spot, get them planted, and hopefully get to watch them grow this season.
Resist your smile. Can we move on as
Good job slowing down. Good job. Eli just came inside a couple minutes ago and told us that.
Yeah, he just made a skid mark.
Wow. And told us that Colin was riding his bike. And up until now, Colin has not been able to ride his bike without training wheels.
I just got him to ride his bike.
He really didn't use the training wheels. We did the balance bike with our other two kids, and we did do it with Colin, and that worked really well.
And Mama, one time I turned around my tail and I would tail on my bike and I didn't put my feet down. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Look at you go. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We have our third bike rider. Oh my goodness. Good job, Colin. Eli just taught him how to do it. What a precious memory. Hello, hello. Good morning. I hope you're well. Today I'm taking you along in my weekend in the life. We've got lots of things to accomplish. It is Mother's Day weekend, so we have some crafting projects to do. And let me look at my to-do list. Some of the things that we need to accomplish today include finishing our Mother's Day projects with the kids. We've got some supplies for that. I have some little florals, and we've got paints out so the kids will be able to pick a color. We're going to put their handprints in birth order here on this frame, and then I'm going to just add a little feminine touch to it by putting some of these little flowers along the bottom. So that's one of our Mother's Day projects. The other one we have well underway. These are all of our Mother's Day cards. We got some tote bags for several of the mothers in our lives, and each of the kids put their handprints on them, and we put their age and their name. They wrote each of their names too, so it's their handwriting, which I love that. Brandon's going to put the year down here because he does some really good bubble letters and I do not. And we are thinking we may also put some stems coming from each of the handprints to kind of turn them into little flowers. So we have 3 of those going. Those handprints were done a little while ago, so they are dry. Getting these beautiful tulips planted is another thing on the list today. Colin has this adorable little bean plant that he made at school, and once it was tall enough, there's a little mark on it. It was supposed to get up to a certain point on this little castle that they had stuck on a popsicle stick, and so once it grew past that, it was like they were reading Jack and the Beanstalk, so it was like the beanstalk had reached the castle. And shortly after that, they brought them home, and he adores that plant, so we are going to keep it alive. It is currently planted in a little milk carton. Really resourceful for school to do that, but it has quickly outgrown that container. It has a bean growing, like a good sized bean. I'll show you later. So we need to get that planted in something larger, but I need to be careful when I plant that one because I'm guessing he's gonna wanna eat the bean. I don't think he even likes beans, but just knowing that it's his plant, I think he might be willing to try it. And so I wanna just check when I'm repotting it if it looks like it's in soil right now that would be safe for eating. And if it is, then I want to continue to keep it in that kind of soil because some sorts of planting mix or potting soil have a lot of different fertilizers in them and aren't good for human consumption once the plant grows and makes something that humans could consume from it. So that's on the list. We have another Brittany and Brandon show episode that we need to film this evening. We're gonna try to get some laundry taken care of, and right now I'm actually about to head out the door to do a Walmart pickup because shopping in grocery stores, not my favorite thing. So we're gonna do a pickup, and I don't know if these things will be today, but tomorrow is Mother's Day and I am the mother in this house. So I would like to go to a combination of the following places. an antique store that I really enjoy, or Longfellow's, which is my favorite greenhouse, or a place in Poland, Maine called Chipman's Farm that has a bunch of beautiful tulips. We have never been there. I adore tulips, and I'm just finally getting them into my gardens here at home. So some combination of those places will occur this weekend. I don't know if any of them will be today. Still undecided. We're just kind of getting things checked off the list and then seeing what we have left for time. We have dinner on Saturday nights with Brandon's family, so we will be headed there in a little while, and it's time to go get that Walmart order. So that's what we're gonna do next, and then we'll come back home to plant some things, finish the Mother's Day projects, and see what time it is when we tackle all of that. Before we hop in the car and take off, here are the tulips that I have already added to some of our garden space here. This is a dark purple one. Oh, I didn't know it was going to have a yellow center like that. It is gorgeous. And then I have some light pink ones. These ones I think experienced a frost, unfortunately, because their flowers came out and bloomed before these purple ones. That one down there is doing so good, that tall purple one. So this is the area where I plan to add those yellow ones in. And as I am out here, I am just realizing that my bleeding hearts have bloomed. Oh my gosh. These are a favorite. Oh, they're so beautiful. This bleeding heart was a rescue plant. My in-laws were getting rid of it, and I could not watch them get rid of a bleeding heart. So that beauty came home with me, and this is her 3rd year with me. And then we had one on the property, I think. So I have a matching one down on the other end. Let's go check on that one. Oh, everyone is so beautiful. The daffodils are starting to go by. But these bushes, which will have flowers later in the season, are showing lots of signs of life. And some of the daffodils are still very happy. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. These make the coolest pattern at night when they are lit up. It's just this circular sun sort of shape. I'll have to insert some footage of that because I really love it. Everybody's looking good down here. This bleeding heart is very happy. She's a big girl. Oh my gosh, look at you. Look at all the beautiful bleeding hearts you have. We do also have this flower bed. This is my longest established flower bed that I've had around, and she's getting a little overgrown. And my goal this year was to get these irises out of here, and I took the ones that were like truly outside of the bed, but I didn't realize that there were some that were so close to the wall. That's gotta go. That's like a imitation rose bush. It's not actually a rose bush. I'm really glad to see this rose bush with so many leaves on it because that section doesn't look great, but I cut it back so much this spring because it was just in really rough shape, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have killed it off because I felt like I was being really mean to it, but she's looking good actually. And then all of these in here were daffodils that have passed, and then these are all irises. Oh my gosh, this is just a very, very full bed. And actually, hold on, actually a lot of these daffodils didn't even bloom this year, didn't even make flowers, and I think it's because they're so packed in that they didn't produce. So that's going to be a project for next spring. I'm going to need to get in here in early April or mid-April and take some of those bulbs out. This little guy is also another type of lilac, and I was thinking that these stalks were completely dead because there's so much growth going on down here, but I am seeing up here some little growth. So I don't see anything up on this section, so maybe there is still a portion that's dead. I guess maybe this one I'm not seeing any growth on, but this one I'm seeing a couple signs of growth. So I'm just gonna leave it and see what it does. It was in a small pot. Lilacs don't really like to be in pots. That's how I received it. And I wasn't nice to it, unfortunately, but it did get put into this nice big pot. So hopefully it'll be a little happier there. I just don't have a place where I want to stick it in the ground. So I'm trying to see how it does in a pot. When did that happen? That you could just ride a bike with no help?
Eli was holding onto my tail, and then I was pedaling, and he was running, and then he let go, and then I ride up the hill.
Oh my gosh.
That's how Johnny is.
That's amazing.
What's both of us?
Are you proud of yourself? Awesome job, bud.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
Amazing. Good job. This beauty is almost done with its flowering. I will insert some footage of when it was in full bloom because these flowers are to die for. This is a Japanese magnolia. It was on our property when we bought our home 12 years ago, and it used to be in the backyard, and we moved it the first spring that we had the tractor. And I'm really pleased, bless you, I'm really pleased that it has done so well. This was the year that it was thriving the most. It was in full bloom and looking so gorgeous for several weeks, and I love it. I'm so glad that we have it right here in our driveway so I can see it every time I pull in. It is really time to go get the groceries now, so we're gonna actually do that for real because I could spend forever outside enjoying the beauty of my flowers and our property.
And as the light startled our eyes, we let go.
Stopped and grabbed one of my absolute favorites. It is a strawberry acai lemonade refresher from Starbucks, and I like to get 7 strawberry inclusions in it. 7 is my favorite number. And also grabbed a little baking Gouda deliciousness. Headed into BJ's. We gotta grab some dog food, and then we'll go to Walmart.
Dreamy, breezy, we go.
To snack on in the car. I haven't washed them, but if that's wrong, then I don't want to be right. Yes, there are some blue bags in the back for the items. Thank you.
Building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond scale the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Whoa! That's really cool. Oh, and a flower coming off the side too. Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Now open your eyes.
Wow.
And it's a rainbow.
I love those colors. You even used a glittery one. I can see some glitter in there. That's beautiful, Colin. Aw, thank you.
Okay, come on. It's upside down.
my gosh, that's beautiful.
And look
You
at
are
that.
the best mom ever. Yeah, that was a clever idea. Thank you very
You're saying
much,
yours-
Charlie.
I think
Thank
it's
you very
me.
much, Eli.
My unit. I'm the frog in the hole of the brick.
Yeah, come point to him.
Oh, this is perfect.
He's right in there. You have such good eyes, dude. It is 7:30 at night. We just got back from my in-laws' house and this guy just can't get enough of riding his bike. So he's back at it for a little bit. With tomorrow being Mother's Day, I know it's going to be a very busy day, so I'm going to do my planting tonight. We've still got some sunlight. I only have tulips over here in this bed at this point, so I'm undecided so far if I want to try to put these yellow tulips over there. I don't think I do, actually, because I think I have a few daffodils in here, but not many, and so there's not much yellow in this bed. And I already have quite a bit of yellow in that bed, or, you know, on both sides. So I think I'm gonna put them here, and this is just where the tulips are going to be. And then here is Colin's little plant that I was telling you about in the milk container. And look at that bean, it's so big. But the plant is clearly telling me that it is unhappy about this little tiny container compared to the size of this thing. So we need to give it a larger amount of space to do some growing and expanding. We have repotted Colin's bean plants. I think I was calling it one bean plant, but it's actually, I think 3. And it is letting me know that it's pretty displeased with being outside right now. It's not what it's used to temperature-wise. It's down to 61 out here, so it's a little cranky. I'm gonna get it back inside now that it is repotted. And then I chose to put the yellow tulips in pairs of 2 along the back here. So we've got those tulips in the front and now in the back, and they're looking beautiful. I'm loving them. I just love tulips. I'm really thankful to have them. And I also noticed earlier I was telling you that I wasn't sure if this was the lily I had planted. I'm pretty sure this is. That right there. Another one here. There should be another one right about here-ish. I'm not seeing it. I did move the mulch out of the way trying to see if it was just about to pop up. I still couldn't find it. And then one here. So I'm not sure what's going on with this one here, if it's going to come up or not. I did have 4 total bulbs of these very purpley lilies, so hopefully that one will come up, but if not, then I'll have to make some decisions about what I want to do about that. If I just want to move the one that's there kind of more centered and not buy anymore, if I want to buy another set of bulbs, if they're even available at Lowe's still. But that's how things have turned out in this flower bed for tonight. I have tucked the bean plant away inside. Now I need to get that hanging basket and the one on the other side down so that I can plant these seeds in them. I'm just going to do a mixture of each type in each hanging planter. Okay, it's starting to get a little darker out here, so we're gonna be just about done, but we have got our seeds in. These ones, these trailing, whatever they were, they came in a little packet like this, and the seeds they looked like just pepper. Like that down in there is some leftover seeds, so I guess I'll just try to shake it in there, but those were crazy. That's not what I was expecting. The sweet peas were little balls. They looked more like what I would expect to see when I'm thinking of seeds. I'm gonna keep these 2 packets so that I can keep track of their when they're supposed to start growing and all that. This is trash. I'm gonna attempt to use this hook to get these guys back up on those chains, and then we are going to find a place for our wildflower mix that we got when Diesel passed. And tomorrow, as I think I mentioned earlier, tomorrow is 1 year since we had to let him go. So it feels really fitting right now to be planting those. We miss him every single day. Oh my God, he was the world's best dog. Stinking love him. Always will. But let's try to get these hung back up. I just dropped it and some of the dirt came out. I'm gonna just go get the ladder. This is never gonna work. Oh, I can't get a much clearer image of it right now, but I found another egg in this nest, or I really mean I found another nest, and there is at least 1 egg in it. I can't get a very good view in there right now because it is getting dark, but I know it's there, and I'm gonna come back and see it tomorrow. I've been out here so long that I can now show you the beautiful solar lights. I can't quite catch a super good image of that because it isn't totally dark enough, but you can start to see how those look. This one hasn't decided to turn on yet, and neither has that one. I actually think, I looked out here several nights ago and it was pretty dark, so I think maybe those 2 closest to the stairs don't work. I'm not positive though. I adore this one. So pretty, and it looks like it's just coming out of that bleeding heart because the bleeding heart is so big. Would you believe it if I said when I put this in the ground this year that the bleeding heart wasn't even poking out of the ground yet? And now it is very big and so beautiful and so full of so many blooms. Oh, I just love all of these lights out here. Got a couple over in this flower bed as well. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go bring the tools I don't need in, plant that remembrance mixture, and call it a night. I really don't know what, if anything, is going to grow from this mix, so I'm trying to put them in a place where Brandon won't mow them, but also not in a place where I have a bunch of other flowers since I don't know what will grow. So I'd like to put them around the post of our mailbox, but I think I am actually going to wait and save this project for tomorrow, or tomorrow would be really nice because it'd be on the 1-year anniversary. I would like to just clean this up properly and maybe line it with some rocks real quick and then put these in there so that it looks a little more purposeful and meaningful. So I'm going to save that project for hopefully tomorrow. Final update on Colin's bean plant for the night. I'm just so determined to make sure that it continues to do well for him. He's so proud of it. And I just couldn't live with myself if I was the reason that his little plant didn't thrive. So this section probably isn't going to make it because it got snapped there. Maybe when it fell earlier outside, I'm not sure. I took off the yellowing leaves. I think this one's, yeah, that one probably has to go too. But I'm not going to yank it off right now. Oh gosh, I just hit the bean. We need to let the bean grow. But I stuck some stakes in there. So these are actually shish kebabs and these are bread ties. And we have gotten it staked up so that it is in a much more upright position and looking a little better. And she got some water, so I'm hoping that she will spring back after she settles into her new pot and being back inside. Now I have to figure out where I'm going to place it. I don't know. It's not going to fit where it was before because this pot is significantly larger. So maybe out on the porch. I'm just afraid that it's going to be unhappy with the cooler air, so I think I'll have to try hardening it off before I just stick it out there permanently. So it's probably gonna spend the night in the sink. Is that another bean that's gonna be starting? That might be. Yep, so it's gonna hang out right there for the evening, and we will reconvene tomorrow.